CTBrandon. I'm glad you tuned in today. My name is Leslie and I'm the office administrator here. And here we have Bob.
And I am the maintenance man around here, and one young lady likes to call me the maintenance fairy, and I'm good with that.
Today we have a few questions for you. Christmas related questions.
Okay.
And Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry Christmas.
So what is your favorite Christmas food? What do you have to have during Christmas? Ham?
Oh, absolutely.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Mine is pierogies. I love pierogies.
Okay. Now the birds can live.
Yeah. What is the tree topper that you put on your tree?
It is a star. I just put it on the other day. We have a new tree, and it fell off and knocked my train off. It wasn't exciting, but it all went back together.
Oh no! We have been, the last few years, we've been putting like a glove, like a hockey glove on top of our tree, because we didn't have an angel. But this year we have an angel.
Oh, cool.
So.
Hockey glove, I've never thought of that.
Yeah, very Canadian of us. What is the strangest gift you've ever received for Christmas?
Strangest gift I ever got was probably my weight set and bench that I never ever put together. So somebody must have thought I wanted to be stronger, probably me, and I mentioned it once. And if you say something, my wonderful wife, she remembers it all, because she can shop so easy and I shop so hard. She can remember, I don't. And I got that, and I never put it together.
Yeah.
That was years ago too.
I feel like the strangest gift I ever got, I got these like clay masks, I think, to hang on my wall, and my grandpa got it for me, and I didn't even know what to do with them because they were like a decoration. I never did hang them up, but yeah. And our last but not least question, how old do you think Saint Nicholas is, aka Santa Claus?
400 years.
400 years?
Yes.
Okay. The answer is Santa is 1,751 years old this year.
Wow, he doesn't look it.
I know, yes. He's around forever and ever. Okay, well, thank you for joining us today. We hope you all have a wonderful Christmas and a happy New Year.
All right, and good morning. Welcome to CT Online. Merry Christmas. Today is December 26th, and we are so excited to be here with you. You know what? You got to do what you got to do. Each family needs to do their thing. So I'm here with the group of pastors here at CT, and we are going to be doing a little round table Advent recap this morning. So we are going to start off by saying Merry Christmas, and we hope your season was bright and that all of your Christmas wishes and dreams came true, and that you're having a wonderful time with friends and family, and you're all tucked in from the cold. So, question number one. This is just a little bit of a round table. You guys can kind of talk about it and share as you see fit. What was the best Christmas you ever had, and what made it so special?
This Christmas was the best Christmas I ever had because my family was there.
Good. Anybody else? Best Christmas you ever had, and what made it so special?
Ditto,
Ditto.
but my family.
Yeah, his family wasn't there. That would be weird.
No, my best Christmas, yeah, probably just family gatherings, playing Monopoly for 2 days and losing horribly every time. So good times.
I was trying to think of the year, but I don't really know years. Well, like I know what years are, but like it's hard to figure out.
Yeah,
You know what
time
I'm
is
saying.
meaningless.
Yeah. So I think the last time my brother and his wife were here, they live on the East Coast. That was a really good Christmas. We played Dr. Mario a lot. Have you guys played that?
Yeah.
And it was on the Wii, and it was like, I can't remember the sound.
Was it on the Super Nintendo?
No.
It was on
Nintendo.
yeah,
I think, the original Nintendo.
Exactly. Yeah, so we used to play it on that, but then it came to the Wii.
We have it on the Switch. We still play Dr. Mario.
It's a great game.
Yeah, no, like we'll play it on the. Well, I haven't played it. That one is, yeah,
Yeah.
it's good.
It's a good
So, anyways, Dr. Mario supposedly is the best part of Christmas.
How about you?
I don't know. I'm thinking about it, and I have lots of good memories. When I was little, it seemed like every year at Christmas I was sick, and I always had ear infections, and but I can remember still like laying on the couch and not getting up, and then getting a cricket doll. That's got to be one of my favorites. Do you remember?
Like a doll that was a cricket?
No, cricket.
Like Jiminy Cricket?
No, like do you remember the My Buddies and they
game
talked, and you put a tape in their back?
That's what I.
Cricket.
Nope.
For those of you who are older or female,
Wait.
please put in the comments that you remember the cricket doll. She was blonde, her eyes went like this, and she had a tape in her back.
It sounds
What did
horrendous.
your eyes do?
Her eyes did this.
All right, well.
And you
I
just put an
have
audio
nightmares.
cassette in her back, and then her mouth moved. But you could like put in a Michael Jackson cassette, and she would just sing Michael Jackson. It was great.
I kinda
Please
feel
tell me I'm
that's-
not alone on
that's
this
the
one.
Stuff nightmares are made of.
Yeah.
Just before Child's Play came out, they released a doll called Cricket who did these things.
Like the name of the doll was Cricket?
Yes, her
It
name
a
was Cricket.
brand?
No, her name was Cricket. She had a pink
Cricket,
shirt on.
Chucky,
Cricket.
Who was Jiminy Cricket?
Uh-huh.
Who
Anyways.
was also a
But
grasshopper.
what was I remember those because
Right.
I remember even though feeling awful, feeling also really special and loved because I got a cricket doll and things like that. So I love though, except for the cricket doll, that actually our best memories have nothing to do with things. They have to do with people and experiences, which is what we've been talking about throughout Advent Conspiracy, is that we can get trapped sometimes by the consumerism of the season when actually we know, and we need to be reminded sometimes that Christmas and Advent is so much bigger than that. Which brings us to our next question. And this is, again, in light of Advent and our Advent Conspiracy learnings that we've been doing. What does it mean to remain in the gospel of Jesus throughout the holiday season?
I think it is finding ways to not be consumer engaged, but to be present with our family, as Charles talked about in his session, but to actually think about needs beyond the borders of our house and to think about the needs of the people in our community. And if you could make Jesus a verb, to be Jesusing constantly through the Christmas season. And I think that's what draws us into the Nativity. That's what draws us into Bethlehem, is being present with ourselves, but being present and mindful that people around us need Jesus. And how can we be Jesus to them constantly during the Christmas season?
Good. Additional thoughts?
That was good.
That was good.
What
That'll
he said.
preach.
No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
that'll preach, right?
That did preach.
Yeah.
Pastor Michael had spoke at one point about being mindful, and I think that was really good. Because, right, you do this Christmas thing year after year after year, and it just becomes kind of, yeah, okay, we've heard this story, whatever, or yeah, I buy these gifts, and this is, as you had said, like the transaction of the relationship and stuff is sometimes what we get into, but what is the real story, and getting back to kind of like, I guess you could say the grassroots, or what's
Okay.
the point of what we're really doing?
Yeah.
Like, why do we celebrate? So, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think just stopping for the one, just being aware of your surroundings, where you are and the people around you, and there might be just that one person you just get highlighted to you, or you get that tug in your heart, whatever it is, to just go over and say, hey, how you doing, kind of thing. I think it's great opportunities to do that during Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, and the unexpected, right? Like, I mean, the story of Jesus is the unexpected, from the angels talking and from a virgin conceiving to the Messiah being the complete opposite of what everyone was, right? The unexpected, the shepherds in the field, and all of it is this, the gospel, the unexpected. And Christmas is this really amazing time of unexpectedness. We were at a coffee shop we frequent lots, and as soon as they realized who was there, they didn't recognize me, short hair, but as soon as they realized who I was, they ran to the back and brought us out some baking. So this is just a local business we frequent, and the unexpected gift of just saying, hey, neighbor, hi. And what a way for this business to just be Jesus in that unexpected way. And I thought that was such a neat Christmas kind of little story from this Advent season. And someone who didn't even probably realize that they were being Jesus, or wouldn't even acknowledge that it was, but in that unexpected blessing was such a way that Jesus was there and present in that. So now I'm going to move on we want to do about 5 to 7 minutes each, 3 to 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes, on a reflection on each of the weeks that you've preached for the last 4 Advents. I want, if you could recap what the topic was. Was it an easy or a hard preach? Some preaches are hard. And then how did you implement what you learned this Advent season? Uh-oh, they're all giving me the face.
Do you want me to start?
Let's go in order.
Let's
Yeah,
go
so
in
it
order.
is me starting then,
Although you did
theoretically.
introduce
You did the
the-
intro.
There was
Do you want
an
to intro the
introduction.
intro?
Yeah.
And in the introduction, I simply opened the series, which led to Nikki's teaching.
That was such a good review. Was that intro easy? Was it a difficult intro?
It was probably one of the most powerful moments in Calvary Temple history.
That wasn't the week with the bombers and everybody just heckled you?
No.
No, that was a different
No.
week. That
It
you
was
got
a different
heckled.
week I was heckled.
Yeah, that was a good week. So I spoke on what it means to worship fully, and really what the challenge is when, again, we can get so focused on all these other things at Christmas, either like me, how am I busy, or what do I have to buy, or all of those different things. So
That
is some loud
awesome.
Christmas music just drove
I hope-
past.
Turn down your stereo.
That's the best. I hope you caught that.
That was pretty great. Okay, carry on. I think it was like Boney M. Christmas album just
was
drove
really
past us
weird.
really loud. Anyways, carry on.
Okay, so worship fully, it means what do you do when, you're fully engaged, I think, in the season. And so many times I was challenging us with, when we think of worship, we just think of, singing songs. And although that is a way to worship, how can we worship kind of in every different aspect, and especially at Christmas? And I know for me, this was a hard one because Christmas is a season I don't love.
I'm a
Sometimes.
Grinch. It's okay.
Because it's so much stress. And it's stress I know I put on myself. And because it's, how do I get the right presents, or how do I do this right? Or we have these things happening at the church. Like the church season is usually pretty busy at Christmas time. And we have youth Christmas parties, and then you have staff Christmas parties, and so many different things. And I personally, I know I had moments this season that I was not the most holly jolly person. I think Charles got to see a whole...
You were holly jolly the
All the
whole time.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Right. And just moments where I had to stop and say, like, what is the purpose? What is the point? Am I missing out on... Like, what is the point of Christmas? If this one thing doesn't go well, if, I don't buy the present that is the right one, it's going to be okay.
Yes.
Like...
Yeah, the fear of like missed expectations,
Oh,
right?
totally.
Yeah, that everyone's expecting this amazing Christmas service. Everyone's expecting this amazing Christmas party. Everyone's expecting this one-of-a-kind, unique gift that they'll never forget. And some people carry this weight of the expectations. And it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think It was a good challenge. The entire Advent conspiracy was a good challenge to me because even as I know I was Christmas shopping and things, like I went through, they had a list on their website about here are some gift ideas. So even seeing what are good causes that I could support through a gift, or when I'm thinking of someone, am I thinking of, okay, they deserve a $50 gift, or am I thinking, like, how do I actually bless that person? What do they need?
Yeah.
And so it was good, but it was challenging. And there were a lot of moments that I think I realized, ooh, I might
Yep.
And I
need
think
to check
that
myself.
thought ties into mine, my second session of spending less. Because you really do have to challenge yourself. Am I just spending for the sake of spending? And do I add to that, I think it was a 2019 stat of $7,400 accumulation per year of debt on our credit cards. And like, Americans, do we constantly do that every year, just buying for the sake of buying?
Yeah.
And does it make us happy? Does it make them happy? I don't know. I saw a meme yesterday that said, look around at all the clutter in your house. That used to be money.
Yeah.
And money is hours of our lives.
Yeah.
And that's hours of your life.
That's so
literally
wild.
hours of your life. And is not the best gift then that you could give maybe just real hours to somebody. Like maybe spend time with them. Like don't buy them something they don't need, but just spend time with them, engage with them.
I can remember, and I've maybe told this story to people before, but Jude's first Christmas, so he was, 8 months old, 9 months old. He's little, baby. And we'd bought him this noisy toy thing at Shoppers Drug Mart using points, and then we were going to buy him blocks. And I found these blocks at Walmart on sale for $5. And I realized on my baby's first Christmas, I'd spent $5 on him. And I felt horrendously guilty. And this is a baby. It doesn't know. It has no clue. He has no clue. He's a baby. But I felt this tremendous amount of guilt that on my baby's first Christmas, that even though he wouldn't know, I would always know that I only spent $5 on my baby's first Christmas, and went to the store to go try to buy more. And thank goodness I have a husband who's like, don't be a crazy person. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, he does not know. But it was just this guilt that I need to be spending more because somehow my love for him should have a monetary attachment.
I think Dave Ramsey would give you a gold star.
Well, yeah.
$2. 2 gold stars.
2 gold stars, right. But it was just the expectations again, and this feeling that somehow it wasn't good enough. And I don't know how we internalize that exactly, but we sure have.
Well, and we compare it, like, we play that comparison game.
Yes.
If you are on Facebook or Instagram, well, look what that person got.
I
or
know.
Look what they got. Or one of the things the first time we see someone after Christmas, they'll be like, so what'd you get for Christmas?
Yep.
Right? And is it about the stuff?
Yep.
But we put that on ourselves
Yes.
so much.
Well, and I think one of my other points in that message was, who does it help? And I think that impacted us a lot here this year because for a lot of volunteers, usually we give you a gift card and it's like, yeah, you got a gift card, but a lot of you got goats this year.
It wasn't a goat. It was food in
Goats.
It-
It's better if you say goats.
But it wasn't. It was we gave a donation to the Erdo feeding program.
Maybe it was a goat.
No, it was food.
Maybe they're
But we
eating
did
goats.
gifts that helped other people, and even some people that are close to us in our lives. We gave them ornaments and things that came from 10,000 villages because it's helping somebody else.
Yeah.
We don't need more things.
Conscientious spending, right? And social responsibility and
As
those
North
things.
Americans, we don't need more things.
No, I do not like your message because it talked me out of that really fun I'm still a little upset about it. But it was good. Honestly, as soon as I picked it up, all I heard was Michael Fisher, do you need it? Who does it help? And it went back on the shelf and I went and got my groceries. And I actually felt good inside.
There you go.
And the message itself even convicted me. My phone died and I had to get a new cell phone. And I could have spent more money and gotten a certain phone. But instead, I went with the cheaper phone, even though it's pink.
It's lovely.
It's really cute.
It's pink.
It's nice.
My cell phone is pink, everyone.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
It was cheaper.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, to spend less, I actually heard lots of talk about that, talking to different people. I feel like it was one that really, we all know, but it's so hard to live out and so hard to implement.
It was a tough one to preach because you're telling people what to do with their money. Like even from a discipleship standpoint, like it's a very important discipleship piece, but it was hard to tell people what to do with their money.
For sure. Yep.
And it was also nice, gives a bit of not an out or an excuse, but a reason, an opportunity to go, hey, I don't actually need to spend that much money, and I don't need to feel guilty about it.
Yeah.
So I know for years, my problem would be like we'd have a budget for Christmas, and it'd be all fine up until the week before, and then I was crazy town in the store. And this year I was like, no, I shouldn't do that. Even though every year my wife's like, Charles, we got all their gifts. They're all good. They're, like they don't need more.
I know.
But
Yes.
go and do that. And it was good. And then, mine was to give more, which I thought right off the top was going to be just completely opposite. But it was just, to me, what I got out of it was really just being present and giving more of yourself and being more conscientious, can't say the word, of people around you, and to look at gifts as an extension of a relationship as opposed to that transaction because I got to get you a gift because why? And it's got to be this amount. Well, why? And to really try and be thoughtful about the gifts that you're giving people.
I think probably my favorite message in the series, though, was the one on Christmas Eve about loving all. It was the shortest by far, as like this little 10-minute sermon package, but because it so pushes on us as Calvary Temple, we say we're here to love God and love people, but it really pushed on that we're doing both through the Advent season, and even through this series, that we're pulling on ourselves to give more to people in ourselves, in our time, spending less, but we're also honoring God by doing these things.
Yep. And we think about different ways we've done that throughout this fall or throughout the Advent season in particular, with like Candy Cane Lane and just being able to be a blessing in our community and those sort of things. And I love that. I mean, I love meeting people in the community. I loved seeing faces I don't know. I love them climbing up on Santa's knee and just feeling loved and embraced and good for a few minutes.
Just the fact that Santa thought the event was so good that he came.
Well, I mean,
that was a huge honor.
Right.
Took time out of his schedule.
Right, this time of year.
And he's busy.
Time crunch.
But yeah, and just like, right, like, but loving people in more than just a theoretical or like a theological way, but to actually show Brandon that we love them, which is pretty cool.
One cookie bag at a time.
One cookie bag at a time, yes.
And the cookies were delicious.
They were delicious. Yes. All right. So we're just going to kind of move into a bit more of our closing. I'm going to read 2 little scriptures here. And while I'm reading them, we can all think about this. You can think about it at home and we'll think about it here in this room. But what are some ways that we long to experience God as Emmanuel in our own lives? So I'm reading here out of Matthew. Matthew chapter 1, starting in verse 18. And this is how the birth of Jesus Christ came about. His mother Mary was pledged to be married to Joseph, but before they came together, she was found to be with child through the Holy Spirit. Because Joseph, her husband, was a righteous man and did not want to expose her to public disgrace, he had in mind to divorce her quietly. But after he considered this, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream and said, Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to take Mary home as your wife, because what is conceived in her is from the Holy Spirit. She will give birth to a son, and you are to give him the name Jesus, because he will save all the people from their sins. All this took place to fulfill what the Lord had said through the prophet. The virgin will be with child and will give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel, which means God with us, which we know is a quotation out of Isaiah, and it's a promise that God is here amongst us. So, going forward here into 2022, as individuals and as pastors and leaders here at CT, how do we long to experience God as Emmanuel in our lives, personally, and in the lives of our congregation?
For me, I think it's just that genuine understanding of how much Jesus really, really does love us, and letting that really sit deep in our hearts, and that's just compels to show that same love. The fact that he was willing to do all of that while we were still sinners, we had nothing to offer, and he had everything to offer and chose to go through all of that. That just, when I think about Christmas, I have to think about the crucifixion, and because that's what it started there, and it all ended there. And the fact that much love, it just has to compel me to love others.
Yeah.
For me, I guess I think of Emmanuel, God with us, and I know the past, year, for some, it might have been a great year. For some, I'm always reminded that Christmas is a really difficult time for some, and understanding that it's hard to even listen to a Christmas message because it brings up so much, maybe turmoil, or maybe there's family things going on, maybe it's missing of a loved one, and it's tough. And I always like to remember that God is peace, and that Jesus came and he brought peace. And really thinking of when we say Emmanuel, God with us, he is with us in this next year, in the highs, in the lows, bringing peace. He's not going anywhere. He is stable and he is faithful.
Yeah. Forever ago, you preached a message on the God who sees us. And I feel like when we say that God is with us, that he is more than just like this cloudy up there God, but that God who sees us, God who's physically present amongst us and with us and sees us where we're at, good, bad, indifferent, that he sees us there and he's with us. And that's like Emmanuel, like God is physically present with us.
I think the biggest thing in all three of those to keep in mind and to constantly revisit is the fact that he never left.
Yes.
That the Spirit of Jesus is still alive and well on planet Earth. It wasn't a visitation for that 30-some year period. It was an inhabitation, that the Spirit of God, the Spirit of Jesus, as the Scriptures tells us, is alive and well on planet Earth. So when we think through the COVID season, that where is God in this? Why has he abandoned me with everything that's happened? He hasn't. Sometimes we need to fix our focus and fix what we're looking at in order to understand that baby Jesus, that sweet 8-pound, 11-ounce baby Jesus, he's still alive and active on planet Earth.
I love it. Yeah, that God with us is not just an Advent saying, but a forever saying.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, that's good. Well, we're going to let you get back to your Boxing Day festivities. Get out, spend less, but get in line for that big screen TV. And
I think all of the legitimate sales are done because it is $11.50.
that's true.
That's true.
That's
So-
true. If you're going to get that $20 TV, the window is closed.
$20.
I'd like to congratulate you on
Your
choosing
$20.
church over a big screen TV.
And if you're watching us later,
stars.
because you got the big screen TV, we hope we look good in HD. How about that?
Ultra HD.
Ultra
Who
HD.
buys HD anymore?
I don't know. That's not a thing.
It's like 8 billion K now.
So we want you to know
Maybe
that
what
we have been
TVs.
blessed and privileged to serve you throughout this year, and we are feeling nothing but hopefulness and good things for the year to come. So Pastor Michael, will you close us off in prayer, and then we will see you again online next week.
God, thanks for an amazing year, an amazing Advent season, and thank you that you are the God who loves us. You are a God who cares about us, our needs, our everything that we go through. We just pray, Father, that you would be with us today, that your Spirit would be so present in our living rooms right now. And we just thank you for who you are. Pray blessing upon all of these families represented. And God, would you just smile upon us today? In Jesus' name.
In the darkness we were waiting with without hope, without light, till from heaven you came running. There was mercy in your eyes to fulfill the law and prophets. To a virgin came the word, from a throne of endless glory to a cradle in the dirt.
What a great and fun roundtable we had as pastors. You know, you can only imagine what it is like to have us in a pastor's meeting or staff meeting. There's a lot of random chatter, so I hope we kind of stayed on topic today, but it was fun. And it was so good to look back, to appreciate what this season has brought us, but not just to look back, but to push us forward. What is God going to be doing in this coming year? And God with us. He is with us in this coming year, and we are praying that over each and every one of you. Just a couple of announcements. Please, if you have not connected, we would love to connect with you. Head to our website, click on I'm New Here. We want to get to know you. We know that life is meant to be done with people. So please head to the website. We'd love to get to know you. Also, if you came prepared to give, we are thankful for that. There are a couple ways you can give. You can give through texting, e-transfer. You can still do it at the office as well. But for year-end giving, that needs to be in by December 31st. It needs to clear. So even if you're thinking you wanted to drop off money in person, you need to do that. Just if you can give yourself some space so nothing's done too much last minute, that would be awesome. Again, we are so thankful for the generous community we have here. Just a reminder, service next week, which is our first service of 2022. Pastor Charles is speaking. We're excited for that, and that is going to be a fully online service. So you can still be cozy in your pajamas or whatever it is, but we will see you then. And I just pray a wonderful end to this 2021 year for you and an awesome and exciting 2022. See you next week.